Good afternoon. My name is Andrea Thomas. I'm the Assistant Dean of Undergraduate Studies at the David Eccles School of Business. And we've been doing these weekly webinars to answer any questions that you have for school upcoming in the fall. We had a couple of changes this week that I wanted to briefly go through before I start taking questions. The first thing is the university announced an additional week of online classes. So essentially what's happening is that when classes start on August 24th, we'll have 5 weeks in class. Now each class is taught in a different way. So some of them are in person, some of them are online already. So this doesn't change that part of it. But they just announced that beginning September 28th and running through October 9th, all classes will be online. No matter what class you've signed up for, what the modality is, they will all be online. The reason for this is that the University of Utah Health Services has recommended that this kind of provides a little bit of a break so that if there's concerns about the pandemic, it allows people to be away from classes for 2 weeks, and then they'll return to classes for 6.5 weeks, and then we have Thanksgiving break, and then we'll be doing online classes after Thanksgiving break. And so the change, we were always going to have fall break classes online, but the change is that the week before will be also online. So that is something that will be reflected in the syllabus, and professors will let you know if you're in an in-person class, whether it's going to be synchronous or how they're going to handle it during that 2-week time period. And then just to remind you, currently the vice presidential debate is scheduled to be on campus that week, the first week of October. And so that is something that we were going to be online anyway. So, questions about that, if you have any, you can go down to the Q&A section below and type any questions that you have. Now, one of the things that's important to note during that 2-week period is that if you're living on campus in the dorms, you can remain on campus. You don't need to leave campus. It's just that the classes that are in session will be done remotely. So I want to welcome Kathy Hajeb to the webinar. She is responsible for everything at Lassonde and always has some great information for us. So Kathy, any changes or anything you want to reinforce in housing? I think we're about 2.5 weeks away from move-in, right?
Yeah, and boy, are we excited. I was up at Lassonde Studios earlier today, and it's not the same without the students. So we're really excited to have you guys all come back. So just an update on move-in and a bit of clarification. So move-in has been extended. We start on Wednesday, August 18th, and move-in goes through that Sunday before classes start. As you go to the housing website, you'll be able to see, if you're a first-year student, you'll be able to see the building and the room number that you're in, and that will tell you the time for move-in. If you're a sophomore through a graduate student, you'll need to sign up for an appointment to move in. The reason for that is we're spreading it out so that we can social distance a little bit and make it more comfortable and easy for families to move in. Recommend you come with just 1 or 2 people to help you move in. Don't bring your whole family to say goodbye. Just do that at home before you get in the car and move your stuff up to campus. The second important detail is all students moving into campus housing will get a COVID test prior to move-in. That will all be at the expense of the university, so it's free to students. And those logistics and details are being worked out right now in partnership with the University of Utah Health System and our partner ARUP, who does all of the diagnostic testing for us. So watch for an email. Again, the most important thing you can do right now, as things are changing a bunch, is keep on top of your email, and you'll be given details about where to go for your COVID test. Once you've been tested, you'll be able to move on and get moved into the dorms. And for students, hopefully we don't have any, but if for students that do test positive, we've got isolation spaces and all of those supporting services to help them. So we're just excited to have you come. It's going to be a fun year. We've got all sorts of really kind of fun, engaging, socially distant things that we're going to be doing. So we're excited to have everybody come back to campus.
Excellent, Kathy. Thank you. We mentioned this last week, but we're going to have a space on the website, the ECHLS website, so you can get to it by doing echls.link/fall2020. And currently it has a lot of information about the academic side, and we're going to be adding social things that we're going to have prepared for you as well once you get to campus. We know how important it is to build community, make friends, all the things that you come to university to do, and we want to make sure that we're offering lots and lots of opportunities for you. We are very fortunate that we live on a campus where there's lots of open spaces, and we live in a state that has a lot of outdoor possibilities, and so that's something that really helps with social distancing, where we can have a lot of activities where people can be safe while they're outside and staying 6 feet apart. So more information will start to feed into that on the calendar, and so just keep watching for that to see more and more. I know Blink's got a lot of things that they're doing, and they'll start posting those as well. Their entire calendar will be posted next week, but they're going to start with the early items, start getting that information out to you. So we're getting ready, and we're excited to have you on campus. I'm looking at the questions, and the first question is for hybrid classes. Is it up to the professors which day I'll be online and which day I'll be in class, and when do you know that information? So we actually have been doing some analysis on that, because you would think that it would be easy to divide people equally, but it actually doesn't. It's not as easy as you would think. So we've run some numbers in several classes, large and small, whether it's best to divide students by their birth month or by the day that they were born, whether it's an even or an odd day. And so the direction from the university has been broad, and so the ECHL School has decided that we will do it the same way for all classes in the ECHL School of Business, and so that analysis has been completed, and so information is going out to your professors that will be included in the syllabus. And so just know that it's going to be the same approach, so that if you have multiple business classes that are on Monday and Wednesday, you will be attending the same day for all of those classes. And so that announcement will go out soon. It turned out that when we did the analysis, so we looked at January through June birthdays and July through December, and that wasn't very equal. We looked at odd versus even days. That wasn't as equal. The most equal or best way to divide turned out to be odd or even months. So if you were born, like I was born in November, which is an 11 month, which is an odd month. So if you were like January, March, May, July, September, November, those are all the odd months, and then the opposite ones are even. That seems to be the best way to divide students out. And so that's something that specific information will be coming out in your syllabus, but just know that it's going to be consistently handled throughout the ECHL School of Business. So, so there's a question here about housing, and if you originally thought you'd come to housing but you're not going to be able to, and will you be able to take the hybrid style classes that you're signed up for online? And so actually not every class is being offered online, so we've actually focused on making sure that the freshman experience, we can do as much of that in person as makes sense. So the best thing to do is to reach out to the academic advisors who helped you put this schedule together and look and see if you can switch out sections that you're in. One of the things for like business scholars and also for the business the B Core classes is that we're trying to have as much of those as possible in person. And so not everything is necessarily translating to being online. And so happy to have you reach out to us, and we can just look specifically at your son's schedule so that we can tell you exactly what's up there. So you can reach out to your academic advisor, or you can reach out to me as well, and we can address that.
And Andrea, I wanted to jump in and just make sure that your student properly cancels their housing reservation. So if you've got any questions at all, feel free to call housing. I'll post that phone number in the chat. But make sure that the cancellation is done properly so that penalties and cancellation fees and all of that don't accrue. That housing's been really great, flexible, working with lots of families. So just make sure that that's all done properly.
Yeah, and we have made sure that in every class, if a student is sick, that they can make up for what they're missing online. We just haven't, like, for example, we haven't transitioned business scholars to be 100% online. And so that's the reason that it would be best to just talk and think through it specifically. Okay, looking to see if there are other questions. Let's see, there's some advising. So if you need to talk to an advisor, you can schedule a same-day drop-in advising meeting if you go to eccles.link/peer-advising. And so that can help you go in and talk to the right person. You may already know who your academic advisor is, so you can link into to the academic advisor and have those discussions as well. So I'm looking and seeing if there's any other questions. Let's see, we've got the housing number that's out there.
Andrea,
And,
I see
yeah.
a question, a follow-up on what's going to happen with move-in post-COVID testing. And I'm still waiting to see the specifics that come out in the email, but this is how I understand it's going to work, is students will be directed to go to a location, get a COVID test, and then they'll be given a wristband, and then they'll move straight from there to move in. So your family that will be with you will be able to help you move your things in, get settled. What we're asking is that students kind of hunker down and stay in their room, don't mix with a bunch of people for the first 24 hours while those test results come back. So we're fortunate to have ARUP prioritizing these campus tests. It's the beauty of being a research university with a healthcare system here on campus. And so when those results get back, if a student is then tested positive, they'll be moved into an isolation support space, but then you'll be able to know to be able to mix with your roommates. So maybe my recommendation as far as shopping for things and like that, do your shopping ahead of time before you plan to move in. Like if you need to pick up sheets and things like that locally, pick those up before you come up for your COVID test and to move in.
Okay, excellent. Thanks, Kathy. All right, I'm looking at the questions, and then I'm not seeing any other questions at this point. So I just wanted to reinforce some of the resources that are available. So you have, the university has returned to campus that is available on the utah.edu website that has lots of specific information that you can look at. I already mentioned the information that we have on eccles.link/fall 2020. And let's see, I think there's another question. Just want to make sure we've got them all addressed. Okay, so I just want to reinforce that we know that there's a lot of complexity going on, and we've done our best to provide information as succinctly as we can. What you'll start to see coming out probably next week or at the latest the week after is specific information from each of your classes. So if you're new to the University of Utah, you need to make sure that you go on Canvas and go to your email also, which is your university ID at utah.edu, and have all your messages forwarded to you, because that's going to be the best way for you to get information on your classes. So pretty soon the syllabus will come up for each of the classes that you've signed up for, and then you'll get very, very specific information in those for each of the classes that you have. We will not be having this webinar next Thursday, to give you a chance to get the information that's unique to you. But we will do it the following week, which will be the last one that we're doing before school starts. And that one will be on August 13th. So there's an opportunity for you to get on this webinar, or you can always go on the website and go to the chat button. And there's chat for academic advising, and there's also kind of general chat where you can ask the questions and be connected to the person that you need to get all your questions answered. So I think I have one additional question. So question about how do you know what type of class you're in? So there's two places that you look on your schedule. One will tell you what kind of class you're in, and the other one will tell you the location of the class. So the types of classes that you have are in-person, hybrid, IVC, or online. And so the differences between those: in-person, obviously you're coming to class. So you're in a class that's small enough that every member of the class can come in and be socially distanced in the room that you're in. So that one, you'll be in class except for the weeks that we're going to be online. And then you'll do the class online synchronously. Then the next definition is hybrid. So what that means is that you're rotating. So we have more students that will fit in a classroom. So half the students will come one day, the other half of the students will come the other day. All of the business school main classes are on Monday through Thursday. And then we have business scholars on Fridays. And so you'll either have a Monday, Wednesday schedule or a Tuesday, Thursday schedule. Some classes are Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So you'll be told in the syllabus whether you're going to attend Monday, Wednesday, or whether you're going to attend Tuesday or Tuesday and Thursday if it's a 4-day-a-week class. And then the other one will be synchronous online. And then the third kind is IVC. What IVC is that it's an internet class that happens synchronously. So it means if you're scheduled for class at Monday at 9 a.m., that instead of showing up in the classroom Monday at 9 a.m., you'll be on your computer and you'll be going through that class, but it will be you'll be getting the information during the class period. And then the final type is online, and that is done also online, but it's called asynchronous. And that means you'll have assignments every week. You'll have videos to watch that are probably lecture videos. You can do it on your time, but you'll have assignments that will happen every week. It's not like you can do it all in the first week or all in the last week. It still goes through the semester, but you don't have to show up at a particular time. You can work that into your schedule. So those are the 4 different kinds. And then you'll have a location that you'll either have a classroom number, or sometimes you will have a location where it says TBA, so to be announced. And that means that they're just still working on the details of that. So you'll be able to see in the syllabus exactly what's happening there. But you shouldn't look at the location to figure out what type of class it is. There will be another place on your schedule that will have which one of those 4 classes that you are in. So hopefully that answered that question. If you don't know, if you can't tell, then you can reach out to your academic advisor or your peer advisor in academic advising, and they can help you walk through that. Let's see, and I gave you the same day drop-in. Let's see. Okay, departments are taking a last look at our courses and will be posting any changes by Friday, August 7th. So just make sure that you go back and you double check after August 7th. And I would double check, up to and including right before your class starts, just in case there's additional information that comes out. And so So there's been a lot of things that we've been adjusting to as the pandemic has been progressing, and just trying to figure out the best ways to keep everybody safe and to deliver the best experience we possibly can. So definitely double check everything in your schedule and make sure that there hasn't been a classroom change or that a modality change, that something hasn't changed from one kind of class to a different kind of class. Okay, looks like I have another question. Some of my major classes I wanted to register for are not existing. Are they not going to be available during the fall semester, or did they get removed? So always we have class schedules that are scheduled in advance, and classes aren't always taught every single semester. And just because it was taught in the fall last year doesn't mean it's going to be taught in the fall this year. And so if it is not on the schedule, that means it's not being taught. And so you can reach out to the department. Every department has an administrative assistant, and or they might have a program director. So you can reach out to the department to see specifically about a class that you are expecting to see, but it's always being adjusted depending on classes and changes that are happening. One of the other thing that's happening is we're transitioning into a different business core number of classes. And so I know this fall we have, for students who started the business core before our new system, we still have those classes, but as we transition people through, some of those changes have been made as well. So your academic advisor can help you look at the classes that you need for graduation and help you see when they're going to be taught and how to organize your schedule that way. Okay, so I've just double checked, and I think I've answered all the questions that have been asked on the webinar. So I want to thank you for tuning in. We will be posting this on the eccles.link/fall 2020, so you can see all of the webinars that we've done in the past. We'll also be setting this one there so you can watch it, or we also are always updating our frequently asked questions, or FAQs, so you can go there and look and see if there's a specific question that you have that you need answered. You can look at those as well. And then if you still don't see it, you can go into the chat function and ask the question there, and we can get an answer to you. So thank you. Enjoy your last few weeks. I know some of you are in summer semester, so I know that's wrapping up and you've got finals coming up. So good luck on all your finals and getting summer wrapped up. And we are very, very excited to see you in fall. So thank you for tuning in. Bye.